Why do some people hate you when you've done absolutely nothing to them? Why, despite your kindness, respect, and good intentions, do you sometimes feel cold stares, unjustified criticism, or silent hostility? What if I told you it's not necessarily because of you? What if this hatred actually hides something much deeper? The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche dedicated part of his work to understanding the psychological mechanisms that drive human beings to reject, criticize, or even hate those who stand out. In this video, you'll discover why some people hate you for no apparent reason, what this reveals about them, and above all, how to transform this situation into an inner strength. Stay until the end because Nietzsche's final teaching could forever change the way you perceive criticism and judgment. Others. 1. People don't always hate you for who you are. The first truth is hard to accept. Most of the time, people don't react to you. They react to what you represent. You can be a calm, ambitious, disciplined, or confident person, yet some people will immediately feel uneasy in your presence. Why? Because your existence reminds them of what they haven't managed to become. When someone sees in you a quality they wish they possessed but never developed, it creates inner tension. This tension often turns into jealousy, and jealousy, when it goes unacknowledged, turns into criticism. Instead of admitting, "I wish I were like him/her," the mind prefers to say, "I don't like him/her." It's more comfortable, easier, less painful for the ego. Nietzsche understood this mechanism perfectly. According to him, many moral judgments are not based on truth but on resentment. Resentment is the emotion that drives a frustrated person to devalue what they cannot achieve. 2. Your success is more disturbing than your failure. Observe carefully what happens in society. When someone fails, they often receive compassion, but when they succeed, criticism suddenly appears. Why? Because success acts like a mirror. It reveals the efforts that some refuse to make. A person who works on themselves reminds others of their own excuses. A disciplined person reminds others of their lack of discipline. A courageous person indirectly exposes the fears of those who they're watching. It's not your success that bothers them, it's how your success makes them feel. Nietzsche said that the most exceptional individuals have often been misunderstood by their time. The further you go, the more you risk attracting admiration, but also hostility. That's the price of being different. 3. People fear what they don't understand. Human beings like what is familiar. What resembles the majority seems reassuring. What falls outside the norm seems threatening. If you think differently, if you refuse to follow the crowd, if you question certain beliefs, you risk being perceived as a danger, not because you're bad, but because you're different. Societies have always tended to reject those who dare to think otherwise. Innovators, creators, visionaries, rebels, all have experienced rejection before recognition. When you refuse to conform to others' expectations, you disrupt their sense of security, and many prefer to attack what they don't understand rather than try to understand it. 4. Your self-confidence bothers insecure people. Another reason some people might dislike you for no reason is your confidence. Be careful, not arrogance, confidence. A person who accepts themselves as they are possesses immense power. They don't constantly seek validation, they don't beg for approval, they don't live according to others' expectations, and this greatly bothers those who depend on external validation to feel important. Your simple self-assurance can be interpreted as pretentious. Your calmness can be interpreted as coldness. Your independence can be interpreted as disdain. The reality is that many people see the world through the lens of their own wounds. They don't see who you are. They see what their fears tell them. 5. The more you grow, the more people you lose. Here's a truth few people accept. Personal growth comes at a price. As you evolve, some relationships naturally end. People who were comfortable with the old version of you may feel threatened by the new one. They preferred the hesitant person, the person who doubted themselves, the person who stayed at their level. But when you start pursuing your goals with determination, some people take it as a betrayal. They don't necessarily want to grow with you, they want you to stay where you are. Nietzsche said that becoming yourself often requires